Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And he's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, board-certified criminal defense lawyer, which means I go across the street to the courthouse and I fucking try a case. And I don't just hold your hand until you plead guilty. I actually try cases. Anyway, so today we are reacting to Dave Chappelle and the assault that happened at the Hollywood Bowl. Amazing that this happened to him right after the Will Smith, Chris Rock thing. So we're going to talk about a couple different things, but let's play this and we'll talk about it on the other side of the event.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for hip-hop history.
Now here you see it in slow motion. And he tries to attack, and Dave doesn't really go down too hard until a little bit later. But
I am going to kill that.
I'm gonna kill that motherfucker.
Wait, I gotta see this.
He's gotta see it. He's gonna get stomped.
Thank God that was clumsy. He's back there getting stomped.
So, all right, so the couple things to break down here. Number one, Dave Chappelle is just sitting there. He's just absolutely sitting there, and he gets blindsided by this guy, and he's got no time to react. Zero. It just came out of absolutely nowhere. So initially, that if there was no weapon involved, that would just be an assault. You know, that would be just your average misdemeanor assault. However, this guy had some kind of device that was also in the shape of a gun, but it had a knife attached to it. I mean, luckily, he didn't get stabbed, but that aggravates the situation to a much higher level. And the greatest thing about it is he comes back to the show and he's continues on. Now we know that Chris Rock was there that night.
I thought it was you for a second. Hey, my man, he's a bitch ass. Get that guy the fuck out of here. We gotta have some fun. Hollywood Bowl, you owe me 10 minutes because your security caught me slipping. Y'all wanna rock? Get that, clean that mess up. Get that out of here. Don't do this on the stage. Get him the fuck out of here. And an ambulance. Hold on, see what he's doing. I'm gonna see if this has a statement.
And this guy really did get tuned up. I mean, he got, you know, you don't bring a knife to a gunfight. You don't bring a knife to there was no cause to do this. It's just ridiculous. But his security is nothing to be messed with. I think they dislocated his shoulder, and I mean, he was messed up pretty good.
Oh, now everybody comes out for the curtain call. Shout out to Jamie Foxx, by the way. Jamie, where you at? Jamie, hold up. Make some noise for Fox. Whenever you're in trouble, Jamie Foxx will show up in a sheriff's hat.
I wanted to just play one part here that I thought was kind of funny.
Turn it back up. I thought that was part of the show. I don't know what the fuck. I grabbed the back of his head. His hair was spongy. Absorbent.
Listen, I just want to say, man, I've had an incredible time. This man is an absolute genius. We got to make sure we protect him at all times, man.
35 years, I just stomped the backstage. Always wanted to do that.
That's an interesting thing because once the guy was backstage with security or wherever he was, if in fact Dave Chappelle then went back there and stomped on him, that would be assault. I mean, the fray with he and the attacker is over, right? And so if he goes back and stomps on him, now odds are nobody would do anything about it. But you don't have the right to, when you're claiming self-defense, because that's what he would be claiming. That doesn't get revived if you go around, if the fray's over, and you go and stop him when he's being controlled by other people. We know that the attacker, his name was Isaiah Lee, he's 23 years old, he's got mental health problems, and they've charged him with misdemeanor assault. They haven't charged him with a felony because it doesn't sound like he used the weapon. But when asked why he did this, he indicated his grandma was kicked out of her home for gentrification in Brooklyn and just a bunch of stuff that probably made absolutely no sense. So when you have somebody like that who's got a mental health problem and they're acting out on it, a lot of different things can happen. You can have mental health problems and still be held accountable in the criminal area. Just because you have a mental health problem doesn't mean that you're absolved of all your criminal responsibilities or criminal liability. But if you don't know right from wrong or you can't control your actions, those are the two basic standards in what they call the McNaughton rule, then you're mentally ill while committing a crime, and it's in the insanity defense. And what happens then, you wind up getting committed. And so sometimes it's better to take a misdemeanor than to be committed. So that's our reaction to Dave Chappelle, and hearing Chris Rock say
is that Will Smith?
that it was Will Smith was just. Notice he never said anything about Will Smith until now. You got to love it. And you got to love Dave Chappelle. Granted, he is on the edge of his comedy. He's an equal opportunity offender, and I absolutely love his comedy. I think he's just fantastic. So this is Bruce Rivers. Just a quick update on what happened with Dave Chappelle and what happened with his attacker. He was arrested and likely will be released. And we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts. Remember to subscribe, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, share the love, and explore us on Patreon. We have a couple of by the way, we have a couple of requests from our Patreon subscribers. Those requests will be honored, and so you can look for your reaction in the next probably the next week or so. All right, thanks again, Bruce Rivers, criminal lawyer, CLR. We'll see you next time.